Few angles in great cop and detective TV shows are as instantly compelling as unsolved cases. There's something uniquely haunting about crimes left in limbo and truths buried under years without substantial evidence. While countless series have touched on this idea, only a handful have truly built their identity around it. Bosch and Cold Case stand out as two of the most definitive examples, though they approach the idea in incredibly different ways. Where Bosch leans into a gritty, character-driven exploration of long-buried truths, Cold Case thrives on its emotional, case-of-the-week structure. However, Bosch's 10-episode spin-off bridges the gap between the two. The Prime Video show Ballard follows Maggie Q's titular detective as she takes charge of the LAPD's Cold Case division, reopening dormant files and pushing for long-overdue justice. Season 1 arrived in 2025, with another season due this year. Although Ballard is firmly rooted in the Bosch universe, it doesn't simply replicate the original show. Instead, it expands the franchise in a way that will feel instantly familiar to fans of Cold Case. Those who followed Detective Lilly Rush, Catherine Morris, through Philadelphia's unsolved crimes will find a similar emotional and investigative rhythm, making Ballard a perfect blend of two distinct crime TV legacies. Ballard brings Cold Case's procedural formula to the world of Bosch. Tyler Golden / copyright Amazon / MGM Studios / courtesy Everett Collection. At a glance, Bosch and Cold Case may seem like natural companions. Both revolve around unresolved crimes, after all. However, their execution couldn't be more different. The cases tackled by Titus Welliver's Harry Bosch often stretch across multiple episodes, or even entire seasons. Cold Case, on the other hand, leans into a procedural structure. Each episode follows Detective Rush and her team as they reopen a dormant case, uncover new evidence, and ultimately deliver resolution within a single installment. This is where Ballard stands apart. Rather than replicating the slow-burn pacing of Bosch, it embraces a procedural format. Each episode brings a reopened case that carries immediate emotional stakes, echoing the storytelling DNA of Cold Case while harnessing the textured and gritty world established in Bosch. That combination makes Ballard essential viewing for Cold Case fans. Just like Rush in Cold Case, Renee Ballard leads a team rather than operating in isolation, and the series leans heavily into collaboration and shared expertise rather than delivering another lone wolf detective like Harry Bosch. The shift in structure and tone makes the show feel closer in spirit to Cold Case than to Bosch itself. The Bosch franchise has a lot to offer Cold Case fans. While Ballard is the most obvious entry point for Cold Case fans, the wider Bosch franchise offers far more than it might initially seem. Like Lilly Rush, Harry Bosch is driven by an unwavering commitment to victims who can no longer speak for themselves, making him a compelling parallel despite the tonal differences between their respective shows. The original Bosch series is undeniably more serialized than Cold Case, and has slower pacing, but it never loses sight of the emotional core that defines great crime drama. Each case, whether ongoing or resolved, carries weight, often tied to broader themes of morality, trauma, and institutional failure. Cold Case often explores these exact same ideas. While one may do so through a serialized and the other through a procedural lens, both are incredibly satisfying. In addition, the personalities of the leads of Bosch and Cold Case have plenty of overlap. Like Cold Case's Lilly Rush, Harry Bosch is a relentless investigator driven by an acute sense of justice. He's just as headstrong, and shares her tendency to find herself at odds with her superiors due to an uncompromising sense of right and wrong. For Cold Case fans, Bosch's focus on an investigator who refuses to let the past stay buried has a lot to offer. There's a clear through line of empathy and determination that connects both shows, even when their formats diverge. Ultimately, while Ballard offers the most direct blend of both worlds, the entire Bosch franchise is worth exploring for Cold Case fans.